Here's a segment from a recent Gun Talk radio episode. You can listen to all the Gun Talk radio podcasts however you tune in, or check out guntalk.com for more. One of the things that's going on, we have, something on the order of 21 million people who have carry permits. We have 25 states, or just about to be 25 states, actually be 26 coming up with Florida. We have constitutional carry where you can carry a gun without a permit. Carry a gun, a loaded gun for your own protection. But that comes with added responsibility and, quite frankly, added risk. And not all of those risks are physical. Some of them are legal or even financial. Joining me to talk about that right now is PJ Hermosa. He is the CEO of U.S. LawShield. PJ, thanks for being here.
Hey, Tom, thanks for having me.
You bet. Okay, give people the elevator pitch. What is U.S. LawShield? What do you guys do?
Well, simply put, we cover gun owners legally for $10.95 a month. What I mean by that is if a gun owner's out there carrying responsibly, of course, and uses their gun in self-defense, we will be there to protect him. And what that means is we give our gun owners a card they carry in their wallet. On that card has a 24/7, 365 attorney hotline. Now, the reason why that's important, it's not a call center, crisis line, or anything that's that other than you calling and talking to an attorney. And the reason why that's important is because that attorney in your state is able to help you immediately and help you protect your 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendment rights. So if you think about it, in short, we help you protect your rights, both 4th, 5th, 6th, for $10.95 a month by providing you immediate access to an attorney all the way through from start of your incident all the way through to finish until your freedom is protected.
So you're really talking about getting legal protection, financial help with your legal defense if you have to use a gun in self-defense. So how long have you been in business, and what's the history? Where'd you guys come from?
Yeah, so we started in Texas in 2009, and it started very small. We were just, hey, if we could get a couple of people to join this thing, great, right? Then it took off, and we started expanding to other states. So currently, we're offering our program about 46 states across the country. And what makes it a little different, because it's a financial help, we actually provide an attorney. We have a network of attorneys in all 50 states to defend our members, even Puerto Rico, D.C. We have an attorney ready to take the call, ready to help our members. And the reason why that's important is because when you're talking to an attorney on the phone, you have attorney-client privilege, and that attorney is able to give you legal advice right then. And if you're calling into a call center or anybody else, crisis center or whatever, I like to call those people potential witnesses for your case.
Oh, because they're not attorneys. Yeah, they don't have the privilege.
Exactly. And you know, call center calls are recorded, or there can be some people that overhear things like that. When you're talking to an attorney, that is attorney-client privilege.
So that attorney, you start off talking to the attorney. At some point, I mean, I'm trying to figure out exactly what the coverage gives you. Are you able to switch to a different attorney and still have U.S. LawShield help you with that, or are you married to the attorney that you get put to?
Yeah, so we have, in our 50-state network of attorneys, we have what we call as our independent program attorneys, and we have some specific ones for the state, but there's also a lot of local counsel that get involved as well. So we have a kind of network for you to choose from if you would like to switch, but your network, the attorney would have to be in our network because we specifically follow certain process. We vet certain attorneys, and we like to kind of keep it in the family if you want to speak, because then they get the necessary experience needed to help you in these cases.
That makes sense. Okay, so describe the process. All right, you call the attorney. You've been in a shooting, or maybe, and here's the other part people need to understand. Maybe you didn't actually shoot somebody, but you had to pull your gun out, and you're looking at possible legal ramifications for that. That's a worthwhile reason to call as well, right?
For sure. Look, we all know Jack Wilson up there in Fort Worth area. His incident was caught on tape, but he still went through the ringer. He still had to talk to every three-letter agency out there. It took them 9 months to review the tape, ask a bunch of questions, call witnesses, and go through the process to finally say, okay, Jack, you are cleared.
And everybody who saw everybody who saw the video knew it was a good shoot from the very moment. This guy saved lives in the church.
You saved lives, but that wouldn't have saved him from attorney bills.
Right.
He even got a medal from the governor. But if he would have had to hire lawyers, he would have got a bill. And, we see it all the time, and that not just a high-profile case that we're involved with, such as Jack Wilson, but there was one here recently in Houston where it was a good shoot, caught on video. And that's the thing. A lot of these incidences are coming with video. Now, there's Ring cameras everywhere. There's cameras everywhere. Mm-hmm. It was a good shoot from our perspective, from everything, from all the facts. Still, this law-abiding gun owner got charged with murder. And we went all the way to trial. If he would have not had our coverage, it would have cost him hundreds of thousands of dollars. Luckily, all he paid was his membership fee, $10.95 a month. But he had some other options, so I think he was paying, upwards of $14 to $16.
Okay, so how does somebody get involved? How do they start the process then?
Well, you can go to uslawshield.com, see all the details on our coverage page, and sign up right then and there.
Oh, okay. So you go online, sign up, and then you get a card, and you carry that around with you. Here's a thought. Is there, and I have not been there, so I apologize, do you have like a family rate? Because a lot of times you've got the husband and the wife, and they both need the coverage.
Mm-hmm. Correct. We do have a what we call a double plan, right? And so we have where it covers two individuals in the same household. Then we also can cover minor children. Some would say, hey, minor children, you can't make a firearm readily available to a minor. Well, let me tell you, the reality is it happens. There's also laws against necessity. If that child needs to access a gun and help save the family, he's more than within legal rights to do so. So we cover that as well. Also, we have bully coverage, right? Kid at school has to defend himself. We'll cover him.
Oh, bully coverage. I've never heard of that before. Huh.
Tom, here's another thing that sets us apart from the competition. Mm-hmm. Well, and the reason why we do all these things is we're founded by attorneys, right? We know what you need as a law-abiding gun owner. We've seen it. We have our network of attorneys. Our network of attorneys talk on a regular basis. They get together. They have conferences. The information's exchanged to make sure that all of our members have the best legal coverage that we can get, the most experienced. And so we see a lot of things. We see things happen that we wouldn't believe it happens. And another thing that gets highly forgotten, a lot of people, their weapon of choice for self-defense is a dog. We will also cover a dog defending the life of its owner.
You're talking about, you got all these attorneys and they know things because they've been places. And I'm reminded that I hear people often, and you hear the same thing. People will say, well, I never imagined X, whatever it was. And you go, yeah, well, that's why you depend upon people who have been there, done that, because they've seen it. They don't have to imagine. They know what's coming or what could be coming.
Yeah. I sat across from Jack Wilson sharing a cup of coffee, and he told me he trained for 30, 40 years. Mm-hmm. Never had to really be in a situation where he thought he pulled the trigger, and it happened, right?
Yeah, a reminder for those who don't know, we're talking about Jack Wilson in the church. Guy comes in with a shotgun planning on killing a bunch of people. Jack draws, makes one shot. The only shot he has is a headshot, and it is at some serious range across the church, and drops this guy with a single headshot with his pistol. And you watch it on video, and you go, holy cow, that's what you get from training for 30-plus years.
Exactly. And he was preparing for the day that he thought would never come. But when
That's a
that
great way
day
to put
came,
it.
he took care of business, and that's what I preach to everybody. Look, I don't want this day to happen for you. I don't want you to be in a bad situation where you're forced to defend yourself, but it could happen, and you should be prepared. And there's other instances that, maybe the lighter side of our coverage. For instance, is let's say you walk out to your vehicle, you see your window broken, someone stole your gun from the vehicle. What do? Well, a lot of people are going to be freaked out, said, oh my gosh, do I call the police? Do I not call the police? What if you left the door open, right? Are they going to find you at fault? What if the gun ended up into some kids' hands? Things like that.
Mm-hmm.
At that current point in time, what I want our members to do is pull out their membership card and call the attorney, because you could be in a state that has a requirement to report a lost or stolen firearm.
Right.
You could be in a state that holds the gun owner liable for not securing that firearm if you don't tell them the whole story correctly.
Right.
It's very important to have that legal advocate on your side.
Fascinating. Well, I got to scoot here, PJ, but I appreciate the time. The website is uslawshield.com. If you go there, they got all the information. Thank you for what you're doing, because you got to survive the first fight, which is the physical one. Then you got to survive the legal fight, which is fight number 2.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tom.
All right. You take care. Thanks, PJ.